Happy Friday. I got to be real with y'all. It has been so long since I hopped on live, just press record and was like, I'm going to shoot from the hip. Like, I know I show up live or I show up on video all the time, but most of the time I have planned what I'm going to say and I have all these intentions. But like, it's just been really heavy on my chest to get on and talk with you guys about the last couple of weeks because y'all, it has been wild. So I told you guys that June was definitely challenging. And at the end of June, I was blessed to be able to take a vacation to really unplug. I wasn't on live. I was showing up on reels. Most of those were pre-recorded. And I'm really, really grateful that I show up so frequently and that you guys love my content and you communicate with me because I didn't need to be on all the time. And so for that week, I actually just kind of leaned back. I showed up when I felt inspired. I worked when I felt inspired. I had my own schedule and I was able to reconnect with Kayla. And so many of the things that I'm going to be teaching in my next program, The Brink, I actually applied them for myself again. See, when I teach you things, it's not something that I read in a book. It's not something that I asked Chat GPT. These are things that I learned not only through my work experience as a social worker or through my life coaching program, my certification, things that I've applied for myself, like trial and error, the things that got me off the brink, right? And so as I was going through that process, I'm like, we are coming into July. Like we've had 6 months of success or 6 months of failure, or some of us had a mixed bag. Let's just be real. And I want to bring you something tonight that's going to help carry you into the next 6 months because let's just be real, the time is going to pass either way. So anytime I'm talking to somebody about their goals or about their diet or about wanting to change their life, and they'll say, well, I'm such and such years old, or that's going to take forever. The time is going to pass anyway. So in 6 months, we can have 6 months of progress, or we can have 6 more months of excuses. And if you are here in the collective, I know you're on the progress train. So let's talk about it. Grab a pen and tag a friend, unless you're driving, because Coach K is not responsible for that. You can come back and listen again. I promise it's still going to serve and support you. Okay. So the first thing that I want you to do, if you are planning to have a more successful last 6 months, is to take an honest assessment of January to June. Take an honest assessment. I say all the time, like we have to name it to claim it, to tame it. So if you want stuff to be better, you got to be real with yourself. What went really, really well? And then what honestly sucked? Like we're not all going to be on all the time. So what didn't go so hot? What contributed to both? And let's be real, some of us, it was our behavior, it was our choices, it was our lack of consistency, it was that we weren't really serious about it. Wherever you are in life, it's your fault that you're there. Now, I know people give me the side eye when I say that. I actually gave the person who said that to me the first time the side eye. But, like, regardless, I know life happens. There's trauma, there's abuse, there's all kinds of things that are not your fault. But after a certain age, after a certain point, we chose what we did with those things. Trauma is never our fault. Healing is our responsibility. Moving forward is our responsibility. We can't rely on anyone else for that. So take that assessment and then ask yourself these 3 questions. They are my favorite 3 questions. What do you want to start doing over the next couple of months? What do you want to stop doing? And what do you want to keep doing? I say 1,000 times a year, and that is being like easy. It's decide what you want in this life, decide who you need to become to get it, and decide what the first step is. And so when you're asking yourself the 3 questions, what do I start? What do I stop? What do I keep doing? How does that feed into the life that you desire for yourself? So put all that in your pocket. That's why you got your notes. That's why you grab that pen, tagged a friend. Everybody needs a study buddy. Those are questions you need to get to ask yourself, okay? Number 2, the second thing that we're going to do is Ask yourself whose timeline that we're living on. Whose timeline are you basing these successes, these goals, these aspirations on? When I was on vacation and I took some time to take a step back and I was really reflecting over my life, reflecting over the last, say, 3 years, because y'all, I have exploded. I realized that anytime I was out of alignment, anytime that I was overly anxious, anytime that I was very unhappy about where I was in life, I was using someone else's timeline or ruler to decipher where I should be in life. I was so eager to get to the next step. If you rush it, you'll ruin it. If you rush it, you'll ruin it. I'm going to look over here because I said something really cool in my post and I want to make sure I say it. There is no deadline on a divine calling. See, we see all the time all these coaches that are like, you're not putting in the effort, you're not doing the work, you don't want it bad enough, blah, 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 blah. Sometimes you're doing everything that you're supposed to be doing, but God has hidden you. He is protecting you. And maybe it's your surroundings and those people can't see your value. And so he doesn't want you to explode and then people take advantage of you. And sometimes it's because your vessel is so powerful. It's meant for so much that you can't quite contain it yet. And so he is preparing you. Either way, make sure that your timeline is connected to the divine's timeline. And I say the divine, so that could be God, that could be the universe, that could be Allah, that could be whatever it is that you believe in. But make sure you are connected to the one who gives you power and that you're not living this life based on what the world wants for you. Okay? Cool. And yes, Nova is still alive and kicking. Y'all here in the background. She's making sure that she's hyping me up. Okay. And then number 3, I want you to commit for the rest of the year, every single day, doing an intentional act of self-care, intentionally taking care of you. One of the things I recognized and why June was so tough was I had so much on my plate that I had scaled back off of that hour that I commit to myself a day. And so I was getting like 30 minutes here or there, a 15-minute break. I wasn't taking my lunch breaks the way I was supposed to. I found myself reverting to old Kayla, spreading myself too thin to make sure everyone else was comfortable. And as a result, I felt so helpless. I felt so stressed. And fortunately, I'm in check with my emotions. So I knew what to do. I was like, this feeling right here, this feeling of being underappreciated, this feeling of being unseen, this feeling of people are trampling on me is a direct result of me allowing people more space and not implementing the appropriate boundaries. And so I pulled myself up from my bootstraps. I did what needed to be done. And immediately I felt relief. I'm sleeping again for 7.5, 8 hours. I'm up in the mornings. I'm doing my devotional. I have re-implemented all the things I know that we should be doing or I should be doing to be my best me. You get to recommit to the things that you know make you better. And I'm not talking about going on a lavish vacation or a shopping spree. It could be drinking a warm glass of tea at night. It could be taking a walk. It could be a bubble bath. It could be getting your nails done. It could be painting your toenails. It could be a everything shower. Like whatever it is that helps you stay on your square, we get to recommit to that. And perhaps you are a single mom. Perhaps you are a 9-to-5er with a business. Whatever it is, pencil yourself into your own calendar and commit to self-care. Because if you are fragile, and I mean not fragile like a mom, I mean fragile like China. If you are frayed, if you're coming apart at the seams, you are not help to anyone. You just aren't, okay? And so those are 3 things that I would do. I would take an assessment of the first 6 months. I would figure out what I'm going to start, stop, and keep. I would throw out the timeline, or at least make sure that the timeline that I'm on is connected to the timeline of the divine, he or she who I am serving. And then number 3, I would commit to self-care, because when we are good, we can make sure the people that we love are good. Okay? So that's what I got for y'all tonight. I love you. If you've been watching my content, then you will know that something elegant is coming. I'm excited about it. But in the meantime, if you have been feeling really heavy, if this hit home for you, if you're like, Kayla, I get it. I'm spiraling. I'm crying in my car. I'm in my bathroom in the morning. I sit on the side of the bed for like 20 minutes because I don't want to go to work. I don't want to see my husband. I don't want to talk to them kids. I don't know what to do. I got something for you. The Brink is that program where I'm going to teach you to feel without folding, to sit with your emotions, to learn to be comfortable with being uncomfortable, to move and navigate through your emotions and not feel guilty when you say no and not feel guilty when you don't have time, to acknowledge when your plate is full and to take your power back. You are so deserving of a healthy and happy life. You are deserving to be seen and supported, and you're deserving to be free. So if you're interested in that, I'm going to drop the link below. Right now, the price is now, it is expiring on Sunday and the price is going up. Get in there. It's group coaching, but there's an opportunity to connect with me one-on-one. If you want me to walk with you along the edge, I want to be there. We are all on the brink. Now, whether it's the brink of a breakdown or a breakthrough, you get to choose, and I want to be there to support you. So I love y'all. Have an excellent night on purpose, and y'all, we'll talk in the next one. Bye, love.